Oi, oi, you filthy swines, get in here and sit down, and we're going to read some news. So everybody seems to be going on and on about this. What's it called? Atlas something or other? There we go, 31 Atlas. Hurtling our way across the cosmos. I thought, why not have a little read into what's going on here? And it reminds me of a couple of things in the past that I've read. A few novels, actually. So maybe it's one of those psyops and they're just playing into the whole weirdness of pop culture. Or not, I don't know. But anyway, this article from Daily Mail. Mysterious interstellar visitor heading towards Earth dubbed a Trojan horse for alien tech. Blimey. This article written by somebody called Stacey Liberator, who's a very familiar name, actually. I remember reading articles written by this lass before. And I think they were quite good, actually. I think I remember reading stuff about Bigfoot from her, maybe, if I'm thinking or remembering correctly. The scientist has warned that the interstellar visitor moving closer to Earth could be a Trojan horse, blimey, where a technological object masquerades as a comet. Oh my goodness. The Harvard professor who has been monitoring 31, no, is it 3i Atlas? 31, I'm going to say 31 Atlas since its discovery in July said Wednesday that there is a 30 to 40% chance the object does not have a fully natural origin. It's a very specific number-ish, between 30 and 40. How do you get there? Avi Loeb admitted that his ranking could change after new data comes in over the next few months, including observations next month from a spacecraft en route to Jupiter, when 31 Atlas comes 167 miles within Earth in December. I'm pretty sure it doesn't come that close. No, I've been hearing from other people that that it's in fact going to be much further out than that. That seems a bit off. We have no idea of the amount of traffic of extraterrestrial probes in the vicinity of the solar system, he said in a blog post. Well, you know, some people would say there are none. Given the uncertainty, it would be prudent to collect as much data as possible on interstellar objects from all directions and assess, that was almost like asses, assess the level of risk based on that data. The object, a rare visitor from beyond the solar system, is unusually large and closely aligned with the plane of the planet, making it visible to orbiters around Mars over the weekend. It's kind of roughly it's quite large. It's like this size-ish. Not small, not big, but, in between somewhere. NASA's rover on the Martian planet snapped images of 3i Atlas. Let's do that. Everybody else says that. Which captured it as a massive cylindrical object sparking fresh theories about alien technology. The rover took this picture it's that visible in the Martian sky. Stargazers on social media shared color-enhanced images of the object which showed the interstellar visitor having a green glow. Oh no. I once saw an asteroid, or a shooting star, that was a kind of a greenish yellow color during the day. So I'm guessing that's partly down to the elements that it contains. Maybe? I don't know. Where are we? Loeb analyzed the Perseverance rover's photos by calculating its distance, speed, and camera settings. According to his initial study, Loeb was not convinced that 3i Atlas is actually a massive cylindrical object, noting that the strange shape might have been a trick of the rover's camera stretching the object out. Also, it's a rover. It's not exactly designed for viewing interstellar objects. Cameras are designed to look at rocks up close, aren't they? He explained that the apparent cylinder from the rover's nav cam was likely caused by the camera stacking hundreds of images of 3i Atlas over a period of about 10 minutes, making it look more like a log than a ball. Or maybe it's a cylinder, which reminds me of there's an Arthur C. Clarke novel called Rendezvous with Rama, which covers the idea of an alien artifact that visits our solar system, and it's basically a traveling zoo. The professor added that 3i Atlas is likely smaller and rounder, but still massive, with a potential diameter of more than 28 miles across. Pretty large then. Dr. Horace Drew A retired senior researcher at Australia's Commonwealth Scientific and Industrial Research Organisation, the CRO, noted that the mysterious green glow seen in some images could be a result of the object being an interstellar spacecraft coated in nickel. He explained that humans use the same practice on Earth, made space technology at a much smaller scale. It's not a comet, Drew's shared in a post on X. He's very certain about that. He's very definitive. Drew disagreed with Loeb's conclusion that the cylindrical shape was a result of the Mars rover sending back a stretched image over several minutes, claiming that an amateur astronomer on Earth captured a similar shape with their telescope. Now, I have no idea what the result is going to be of playing video. It went blobbity blob, blobbity blob, blickety blob, blobbity blob. Here's the thing, blobbity blob. There we go. That's it. It looks a bit like a blurry, it looks like something in motion. Motion trail, maybe. The Perseverance rover on Mars captured new images of the interstellar object, vociferously disputed as 31 or 3i Atlas, I don't know, as it passed by the planet this weekend. We can see an extended white shape with a green coma outside, not a small white ball, Drew explained. No, sir. Drew explained in a post about the astronomer's photograph. However, Loeb recently cited the findings from the Very Large Telescope, highlighting how it detected an unusual nickel plume from the object. Unlike natural comets, which always emit nickel alongside iron, 3i Atlas shows the metallic element without any detectable iron. Oh no, arms in the air, quick. Gary Shears, apparently nickel on its own, is not good. Don't do that. Loeb explained that this nickel signature is a hallmark of industrial production of nickel alloys. Is this anomaly another clue of a possible technological origin of 3i Atlas, Loeb wrote in a blog post. The paper suggests that the chemical formation occurs through the nickel carbonyl channel, yes, okay, an extremely rare process in comets. The standard technique in industrial nickel refining, he added. The new study published by astrophysicists in Chile in late August found that 3i Atlas is shedding nickel at roughly 5 grams per second and cyanide at 20 grams per second. Oh no. With both rising sharply as the object moves closer to the sun. Researchers noted that the mechanism for driving these emissions are not typical of natural cometary processes. They hypothesized that nickel might release from dust through gentle processes such as sunlight, causing it to evaporate or breaking down smaller nickel-containing compounds. Away it goes, up there into the sky. Goodbye. Was that it? Do we reach the end of the article? No. Oh dear, now we get to see what the crazies think. They say the comments are, I think 167 miles is wrong. Yes, exactly. I think we'd all be running around like headless chickens screaming about the end of the world if it was 167 miles for an object that is reportedly at least the size of Manhattan. I think we'd all be singing a different tune, but an interesting thing. Let's put in Rendezvous with Rama. There we go. Which is a novel by Arthur C. Clarke. Rendezvous with Rama is a 1973 science fiction novel by Arthur C. Clarke about a team of human explorers who investigate a massive, humongous, cylindrical alien spacecraft that enters the solar system. The novel, a cornerstone of Clarke's work, won the Hugo and Nebula Awards and is known for its focus on scientific concepts and the exploration of a mysterious, technologically advanced alien artifact. Yes, so basically this giant cylinder just glides through the solar system. Humans are like, ooh, what's this? Let's go look. And then it blasts out of the solar system and takes them with it, I think. And it's basically a big traveling zoo filled with aliens from all over the galaxy. I don't know. I mean, can you imagine a race of aliens who might be nomadic? They might just travel wherever there are things that are interesting, worth seeing. and they were traveling around and they detected some signals from Earth all the way out there somewhere. They said, oh, look, let's go see what they're doing. And they decided to come in this direction. I also heard, interestingly, that there was a famous radio signal, the WOW signal. Let's look for the WOW signal. Let's put WOW and 3, I'm going to say I Atlas, because I heard that 3i Atlas is coming from roughly the same direction as the original emanation of the WOW signal, which is a pretty crazy thing, really. If this was like a nomadic alien species and they spotted us because we were pumping out, I don't know, what music were they pumping out in the 40s or 30s? Jazz music on their wireless. And by the time they got it, actually, I mean, it depends upon how far away they are, I guess, and how fast they're traveling. And also, if we're contemplating there is no way to travel faster than the speed of light, which is the most common understanding of the way physics works. You cannot travel faster than the speed of light. I know we like to think that maybe there's a way to bust those rules, but I don't know. Is it true? Maybe it's not true. So this article on Newsweek, written by Jordan King, interstellar object could be mysterious WOW signal source. Just an astronomer somewhere, somebody who was astronomizing. The mystery behind the famous 1977 WOW signal has gained renewed attention after a Harvard astronomer proposed that the newly observed interstellar object 3i Atlas may be linked to that event. The WOW signal, captured on August 15, 1977 by Ohio State University's Big Ear Radio Telescope, has long fascinated scientists as a potential indicator of extraterrestrial intelligence. Astronomer Avi Loeb argued in a September blog that the signal, which has not been spotted in the 48 years since it was discovered, could have been coming from 3i Atlas, an interstellar object first spotted on July the 1st by the Asteroid Terrestrial Impact Last Alert System, ATLAS, telescope in Rio Neto. Its direction on the sky was separated by a mere 9 degrees from those of the WOW signal, he added. The chance of 2 random directions in the sky being aligned to that level is about 0.6%. Interesting. Despite decades of analysis, the WOW signal's origin remains a mystery, fueling both mainstream scientific inquiry and public speculation. Linking the signal to an interstellar object passing near our solar system could transform understanding of both the signal and the nature of interstellar objects, highlighting the value of vigilant monitoring and interdisciplinary research in the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. After the Atlas telescope detected 3i Atlas in Chile on July the 1st, NASA classified the interstellar object as a comet. Quick! It's a comet! It's nothing here, nothing to see. Don't be naughty. Estimates place the comet's nucleus at up to 3.5 miles in diameter, with a speed approaching 137,000 miles per hour, according to NASA, as it follows a hyperbolic trajectory that confirms its origin from outside the solar system. It poses no threat to Earth, passing no closer than 1.8 astronomical units, about 170 million miles, NASA says. Seems a bit more realistic. Scientists have long been fascinated by the object's peculiar speed and composition. How long, though? They only discovered it in July. Scientists have long been fascinated by what do you mean? I mean, what month are we in now? October? So July, August, September. 3 months. Is that a long time? I'm not quite sure that's a long time, Newsweek. The reason I suggest this hypothesis is to encourage radio observers to search for radio emissions from 3i Atlas. Loeb told Newsweek, if it is a comet of natural origin, no radio signal is expected at 1420 megahertz. Any direction would suggest that 3i Atlas is alien technology, potentially explaining some of its anomalies, such as its unusually large mass, its alignment with the ecliptic plane of the planets, and the glowing jet that it exhibited towards the sun, he said, adding, so far, there was no report on radio observations of 3i Atlas. Loeb went on to explain why he came to this theory. Yeah, I keep hearing instead of having a coma projecting away from the sun, this object has one projecting in front of its trajectory, I think, which is odd, which would suggest there is mass in front of it, as if perhaps something had hit it, and there's like rubble floating in front of it, or I don't know, maybe there's some kind of large electromagnetic shield in front of it, shielding it from interstellar debris, which is another idea I've read from other books. What was that one by Gregory Benford? His Galactic Center novels. He postulated another large interstellar probe arriving around Earth, and they reverse engineered all of the technology on there. Across the Sea of Stars, I think it was called. Something like that. I've seen designs for sublight craft that would use very large electromagnetic shields in front of them to push away debris, basically, so that they don't get whacked out of existence by whatever's going on in front of them. Where was I? On August 12th, 1977, the interstellar object 3I Atlas was at a distance of about 600 times the Earth-Sun separation, corresponding to a light travel time of about 3 days, he said. Okay, but we didn't know about this object back then. So saying we only discovered it in July of this year. So that's an estimate on how long it would have taken light to travel from an object projected backwards in time based on its trajectory now, I guess. Anyway, the WOW signal was observed at a frequency that was blue shifted by about 10 kilometers per second towards the sun, relative to the central frequency of the hydrogen line. Look, continued, this blue shift is of the same order of magnitude but smaller than expected from the approach velocity of 3I Atlas towards the sun. So what are you saying there? It's much like it, but it's nothing like it. It's like somewhere in between. What is the WOW signal? The WOW signal was a strong narrowband radio signal at a frequency of 1420 megahertz, detected on August 15th, 1977 by Ohio State University's Big Ear Radio Telescope. Its enigmatic origin was inferred to be extraterrestrial, Loeb said. It was called the WOW signal because astronomer Jeff Einman wrote WOW in red pen in his notes when he spotted the radio band fluctuation. NASA wrote on his website, Comet 3I Atlas is the third known object from outside our solar system to be discovered passing through our celestial neighborhood. Astronomers have categorized this object as interstellar because of the hyperbolic shape of its orbital path. It does not follow a closed orbit path around the sun. When the orbit of 3I Atlas is traced into the past, the comet clearly originates from outside of our solar system. Comet 3I Atlas poses no threat to Earth and will remain far away. The closest it will approach our planet is about 1.8 astronomical units, about 170 million miles, or 270 million kilometers. 3I Atlas will reach its closest point to the sun around October the 30th, 2025. Not long now. Where are we in time? We're the 11th now. At a distance of about 1.4 AU, 130 million miles or 210 million kilometers. What the heck is a kilometer? I don't know what a kilometer is. Some kind of French mile? Just inside the orbit of Mars. What people are saying? What are they saying? Harvard astronomer R.V. Loeb wrote in a blog on September the 28th, this raises a broader question. In case we detect an artificial signal from an interstellar object, how should we engage with it? The details would depend on the properties of the object. To measure these properties, we should attempt to use all telescopes on Earth and in space. As radio astronomers and planetary scientists gather more data, Loeb hopes researchers will test his hypothesis and further probe the origins of the WOW signal, as well as the composition and trajectory of 3I Atlas. The WOW signal continues to inspire investigations and debates. If future observers detect telltale radio emissions from 3I Atlas, the findings could become a pivotal moment in the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. We do. We always like these extreme adverts at the end of articles, as if, I mean, I'm scrolling through this garbage. It's like all of the spam mail just bunching up at the bottom of all these articles. Oh, that's interesting. It's coming from roughly the same direction as the WOW signal. And it's coming towards us roughly in the next, where are we? We're on the 11th. So 19 days from now, it's going to be closest to the Earth. And who knows what's going to happen then? It could be good. It could be bad. It's probably just a weird comet. But from what I've seen, I mean, was it last year? A couple of years ago, there was one called a Muamua. which some people were saying was potentially a extraterrestrial object. But it's funny that it's going towards Mars first, isn't it? It's probably just a coincidence, but if any of the chatter about there being lost civilizations on Mars and things that went on there in the past, pyramids on Mars and all that, any of that has a shred of truth. Maybe this is a lost probe of some previous civilization that existed around the solar system. I don't know. Maybe it heard radio chatter from Earth, thought maybe there was something left in the solar system, and has hightailed it to Mars like a lost puppy looking for something. I don't know. It's all speculation. It's all nonsense. But it's interesting to contemplate. And I suppose we'll know a bit more in 19 days, whatever the hell is going to happen. And if you're watching this in the future, you already know. You already know. And you've been conquested by little squidgy aliens who have infested your sock drawers, and they are taking control of your mind through nerve endings in the tips of your toes. You'll never know it happened. It's just going to happen. You're going to have to just deal with it. It's going to be weird. Best things in life are weird. That's my opinion. Make sure you like the stream and follow if you can. But that is it for now. Thank you for joining me. And Pigwig out.
Oink, oinkity, snort, schnuffle, schnuffle, squee, oink, oink, ree, squeal, snort, snort, oinkity, squee. Oink, oink, oinkity, squee, squee, ree, 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 snuffle, snort, squeal, squeal, oinkity, oink, snort, snort, squee, oink, 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 ree, 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 oh. Snort, schnuffle, oink, squee, squeal, ree, snort, oinkity, oinkity, oink, oink, schnuffle, ree, squee, snort, oink, squeal. Oink, oink, oinkity, squee, squee, ree, 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 snuffle, snort, squeal, squeal, oinkity, oink, snort, snort, squee, oink, 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 ree, 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 oh. Oink, oinkity, snort, schnuffle, schnuffle, squee, oinkity, oink, oink, snuffle, ree, squee, snort, oink, squeal. Oink, oink, oinkity, squee, squee, ree, 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 snuffle, snort, squeal, squeal, oinkity, oink, snort, snort, squee, oink, 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 ree, 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 oh. Squeal, squeal. Snort, shuffle, oink, ree, squeal, ree, snort, oinky, oinkity, oink, 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 snuffle, ree, squee, snort, oink, squeal, oink, oink, oinkity, squee, squee, ree, 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 snuffle, snort, squeal, squeal, oinky, oink, snort, snort, squee, oink, oink, oink.